And now, you are watching WCTV News live at 5.
Welcome to WCTV's Newscast. I'm Ethan Spazarski.
And I'm Joe Shirillo.
Yesterday was a busy day on campus at Waynesburg University. One of the events taking place was the annual Thanksgiving dinner in the Benedum Dining Hall. WCTV's Anthony DeFilippo gives us a look at what students got on their plates.
Alina's students formed outside Benedum Dining Hall yesterday for their annual Thanksgiving dinner. Once inside, people were greeted with Christmas and Thanksgiving joy. President Lee was there. So was a giant abominable snowman, and even the Grinch seemed happy to be there. Elior Dining Services spent hours preparing a full holiday meal. Students could enjoy plates filled with turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and all the fixings. For many on campus, it's a chance to share a meal with friends before heading into the last stretch of the semester.
Great vibes, great food, a lot of people in here, a lot of people I don't usually see in the dining hall. It's sick.
It also gives students a break from a busy time of year. With hot chocolate, pumpkin pie, and decorations that blend two holidays into one, the event brought a festive feel to campus.
The annual Thanksgiving meal is not just a chance for students to enjoy some food, it also gives faculty a unique opportunity to serve the students.
Faculty, including Chaplain Anthony Gerald, Dr. Larry Stratton, and Kelly Hardy, help serve students alongside dining staff. And for many, the combined Christmas-Thanksgiving setup was a highlight.
I mean, some people have different opinions, Thanksgiving before Christmas, but, I think it's awesome.
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty diverse. I mean, the food selection pretty much encompassed like Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I thought it was pretty cool.
Whether it's the food, the people, or the festive atmosphere, the Thanksgiving dinner continues to be a favorite tradition on campus.
The Thanksgiving dinner is a chance to get a break from what would be a busy class schedule. More importantly, it gives students one last chance to bond before they go on Thanksgiving break. For WCTV Channel 14, I'm Anthony DeFilippo.
Happening at the same time as the Thanksgiving dinner, the E-Hive hosted a Christmas Village event in Johnson Commons for students to showcase some of the work they've done with the E-Hive this semester. WCTV's Michael McKenzie has that story.
With Thanksgiving break approaching, the campus of Waynesburg University is beginning to get into the Christmas spirit. Decorations have been up for a few days, but the Christmas Village festivities kick off the holiday season on campus for students and faculty. Even though it is about a week before Thanksgiving, the Students Activities Board feels it's important to hold the event now as opposed to waiting until after break.
After Thanksgiving, it's basically finals, and a lot of students really focus on their studies, and it gets really cold out, so it's hard to have an event like this when it's super cold, and students are stressing about finals and such.
This year, the event took place the same day as Thanksgiving dinner in the Benedum Dining Hall. Music was provided. Fire pits were there to keep everyone warm on a cold night, and multiple tents were set up from organizations around campus to showcase some of their work.
We have a number of different artisans, different campus clubs here as well. So some are connected with SAB. They're the sponsor of this tree lighting, and they have worked with us for a few years to do the Christmas Village. We thought it would be a really nice opportunity to highlight different artisans on campus.
With the Christmas Village preceding the official tree lighting, sponsors of the event wanted to emulate similar events in bigger cities to bring a sense of community to the small town of Waynesburg.
A chance to build community, that's the whole idea of this, because Pittsburgh does, I believe they do a tree lighting, right? Tree lighting, they also do like a little market, Christmas market, so we're just trying to bring big things here to a smaller campus and bring the community together.
And we wanted students to have the opportunity to sell different items to create a market feel, like you go to a tree lighting, maybe in a different town like downtown Pittsburgh, and there's artisans, so that's what we were trying to replicate through these different events.
Reporting in Johnson Commons for WCTV, I'm Michael McKenzie.
The Christmas Village preceded the annual tree lighting in Johnson Commons last night. WCTV's Benicio DeFalco gives us a look at the special events getting students in the holiday spirit.
Temperatures are dropping, the sun sets earlier. Here at Waynesburg University, they're trying to raise spirits with its annual tree lighting.
On Wednesday, November 19th, the Waynesburg community gathered in Johnson Commons for the university's annual Christmas tree lighting, a festive event that brings students, faculty, and staff together each year.
Well, it brings out the students to get them started for the holiday season pretty much, and just kind of have an event to make the tree like a little bit more special. I know they call it like a ceremony because somebody prays over the tree and the lights before we put it out. It's just kind of a fun event.
Resident Director Kevin Thacker says the tradition isn't just about ringing in the holiday season.
It's a nice tradition for your university that you should come out and check out. There's also a lot of free stuff, multiple vendors if you want to buy stuff for your family, good presents, small and large, and, you know, a chance to build community. That's the whole idea of this.
Thacker also reflected on the university's focus on community and purpose.
So we're just trying to bring big things here to a smaller campus and bring the community together.
The evening featured music, refreshments, and plenty of holiday cheer as the tree lit up the center of campus, signaling the start of the Christmas season at Waynesburg. For all things WCTV, I'm Benicio DeFalco.
Just after the tree lighting in Waynesburg University's theater department put on their first showing of the semester play Almost Maine. WCTV's Luke Andrusik attended and has that story.
Every fall, the Waynesburg University players present a play. This year's play is Almost Maine, where a fictional town in northern Maine called Almost experiences magical night under the northern lights. Throughout a series of vignettes, the citizens of Almost Maine are given unlikely second chances at love. Wednesday was night one inside the Goodwin Performing Arts Center.
It's a comedy, it's a romantic comedy, but at the same time, there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of poignant moments. It's something that audiences can identify with.
Ted Watts, the director of theater at Waynesburg University, wanted to give his students a new acting challenge with Almost Maine.
Being able to surf the edge of the comedy and the drama of it, the poignant moments, is really a difficult thing to do as an actor, so it's a perfect show to work on and train on and all of the things. And also they built all of this, they designed all of this, so you know all the elements in production are at play. So
the cast has spent a lot of time in preparation for this week's production, not only rehearsing but also building the props. The cast has also spent a lot of time together, and you can see it on stage.
Very inspiring just because of how much heart is behind it. Not just on stage, but also the connection between the cast off stage. It's great.
The Waynesburg University Players production of Almost Maine will run from 7:30 to 9:30 on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Be sure to show out and show some support. I'm Luke Andrusik, WCTV.
St. Anne's Church in Waynesburg had a fire in early September that damaged their building. On Tuesday this week, they hosted a bingo fundraiser at the Greene County Fairgrounds where the university's students and faculty assisted the church. WCTV has the full story.
We have a bingo!
The sights and sounds of bingo lit up the Greene County Fairgrounds on Tuesday, November 18th in an event held by St. Anne's Church. St. Anne's had a fire on September 1st that burned down the oldest Catholic church in Greene County. Residents, students, student-athletes, and even faculty members of Waynesburg University were in attendance and helped assist the event throughout the evening.
It feels really good, especially because I'm a churchgoer here in the parish, so it feels really nice to help the community out and hopefully get St. Anne's running again.
There were other items being given away, like a plethora of different gift baskets, a lottery ticket tree, and a concession stand led by the Knights of Columbus. Father Tommy, who is a head priest at St. Anne's in the site of St. Matthias Parish, was very happy with the support of the community.
As people know, we've had a fire at St. Anne's Church in Waynesburg, and the community of Greene County, especially Waynesburg, have been very, very helpful in so many ways. So I'm really not surprised by this turnout here, because the funds from this will provide resources for the parish so that we could provide services to Greene County and everywhere.
The parish was able to raise $7,300 last night and won't be stopping there. St. Anne's will be hosting another bingo night at the Greene County Fairgrounds on December 11th at 6 p.m. Reporting for WCTV, I'm Ethan Spazarski.
For the next 3 nights at the Goodwin Performing Arts Center, there will be more performances for the play Almost Maine. Next Monday, on the floor beneath the dining hall, the opening reception for the Student Art Gallery will be held from 4:30 to 6:30. To see all upcoming events for students, they can head to their MyConnect pages to find that link.
Coming up, more on the vote to release the Epstein files.
Plus more on the immigration crackdown in the U.S. All that and more on the newscast.
Welcome back to WCTV's Newscast. On Wednesday, the Justice Department was officially directed to publicly release all of the Epstein votes. It took both houses of Congress and President Donald Trump's signature to get there. CNN's MJ Lee was there on Tuesday and joined a group of women who had a personal stake in watching it all happen.
How are you feeling?
A little, frazzly, but it's good, it's a lot of emotion.
Wait, before we go anywhere, let's organize. We are walking over to the House right now with a number of Jeffrey Epstein survivors. They are going to gather together and hold a press conference ahead of this important vote later today. This is a big crowd. Yes.
30 years later, even as oceans of allegations and obvious truths have emerged, the government has still not chosen transparency.
Well, Sissy, you made a monumental impact. A resounding statement that echoed across the world.
We gotta go.
That's been a red herring all along.
And this huge group, you know most of them at this point?
Yes, Charlene and Laura are new to the communities. They've just recently come forward, and our numbers are growing all the time.
You're going to introduce yourselves, quick, and then we're... So the Epstein survivors are meeting with various lawmakers throughout the day, and we are currently outside of Congresswoman Nancy Mace's office.
Very emotional day. My heart just is so with you guys. You're giving me hope that maybe one day I might get justice. Can we give you a hug? I would love a hug. Thank you. Just your courage.
Good? Yeah. If I follow up, are you good? So the House vote is about to begin.
It's a long day.
It's a whirlwind.
It's a whirlwind with emotional highs and lows.
Speaker Johnson. Speaker Johnson, did you get a chance to meet with any of the survivors?
Not today, but I have before, of course.
And what is your message to them today?
Well, we're terribly sorry for everything they've had to endure. Justice has long been delayed for them.
The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Tell me about just being upstairs and watching all of that.
It's so surreal. I really felt like I was watching a hallucination. It's amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, I think I kept trying to tell myself, just be in the moment, take this in. So many people have worked so long to make this possible. Try and breathe it in. Virginia's brother and sister-in-law gave us these butterflies. It's very, very sad that she's not here with us, but we are certainly carrying her spirit with us, and we believe she has guided this process.
Spending the day with you guys, it was kind of amazing just seeing how well you seem to almost know each other at this point. I wondered whether you can imagine going through this experience now alone.
No, I think every time a large group gathers, it completely changes the dynamic in the experience. It really does move us from, feeling fearful to feeling like we are feared. Yeah. We have power together. Yes.
I keep coming back to the pictures that some of you all were holding up of your younger selves when you were going through the abuse and the trauma. Is there anything that you think, if you could say something to that younger self, do you know what you would say?
Yeah. I think just, for me, I want to hug that tiny human and say, well, one, that it's all going to be okay. And I don't, have that answer yet. I hope it is, for girls of the future.
MJ Lee, CNN, Washington, D.C.
Federal agents have been spotted in multiple North Carolina cities as the Department of Homeland Security immigration crackdown continues across the U.S. Over 250 people have been arrested in immigration raids in Charlotte over the last few days. According to a DHS update on Tuesday now, immigration enforcement is expected to reach New Orleans within the weeks. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest.
Federal authorities have described the operations in Charlotte as, quote, targeted investigations. Some residents say they were targeted just because they're Latino. Immigration authorities have denied claims agents are profiling. Saturday morning, Charlotte resident Reba Hamilton started recording as she watched two workers she'd hired to drape her front yard tree with lights suddenly be approached by federal agents who came out of a gray minivan, doors already ajar.
They were looking for brown people, and they found some.
The interaction lasted more than a minute, and the agents left without detaining anyone. With operations spreading beyond Charlotte, protesters gathered in Raleigh and Durham to speak out against immigration enforcement.
What we've seen in the last several days in the detentions in Charlotte and here are people being detained, not committing crimes, but outside of the grocery store, or pumping gas, or hanging up Christmas lights.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said Tuesday the Charlotte operation was based on previous investigative work, specifically citing, quote, a high number of child abuse, trafficking, neglect type of instances that we had identified over our work there. Gregory Bavino, the top Border Patrol official charged with enforcement operations, is expected to head to New Orleans in the coming weeks, according to sources.
I can question anyone anywhere in the United States as to their citizenship. We need reasonable suspicion to make an immigration arrest. You notice I did not say probable cause, nor did I say I need a warrant.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Economic reports coming out today could influence the Federal Reserve's next rate decision. They contain data on home sales, mortgage rates, and the belated September jobs numbers. That last one is crucial to the Fed's dual mandate. It's charged with maximizing employment while controlling inflation. Even before this new data, it seems that some Fed officials were leaning towards holding rates steady for the next month. That's according to the newly released minutes from their October meeting.
New York City's mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani is headed to the White House. President Donald Trump announced Wednesday that he plans to host Mamdani Friday in the Oval Office. It would be their first face-to-face meeting since the election. On social media, Trump said that Mamdani asked for the meeting, and he agreed. In an interview Wednesday, the Democratic Socialist said he wants to speak plainly to the president about New Yorkers' struggle to afford the city. Mamdani is scheduled to be sworn in as mayor in January.
That'll do it for national news. Coming up next is Brady Donovan with business and entertainment. But first, we're going to step outside with Seth Adams for a quick look at our weather.
Here on Waynesburg University campus, we take a look at that fog. The fog has cleared up a lot since this morning. This morning, we could only see 4 miles. Now, we could see around 8. It's around 45 degrees right now, and it's going to stay in the 40s into the night. Going to be a cloudy day the rest of the day, but you got to stay tuned for the full week's forecast right here on WCTV.
Welcome back to the newscast. I am Brady Donovan with your business and entertainment update. Black Friday is a little more than 1 week away, and the National Retail Federation forecasts the first $1 trillion holiday season ahead. But consumers may not get bang for all those bucks. Karen Kafa is in Washington with what consumers need to know about this year's deals and sneaky surprises.
Popular holiday gifts like toys, apparel, and electronics are among the most imported and most impacted by the Trump administration's tariffs.
The uncomfortable reality of it all is that the sort of things that we want this Christmas or in past Christmases is stuff that is no longer produced in the United States.
Russell Hawley, director of shopping content for CNET, says some tech and toy manufacturers have made changes to trim their costs.
There have been a number of manufacturers that have made it clear that they're going to, in order to adjust to tariffs, do things like remove batteries. so that batteries would need to be a separate purchase. The packaging may be different.
Purchasing items brought in before tariffs took effect may help consumers save, but Holly says do some research, especially with tech, to make sure it's worth it.
We've seen quite an increase in people shopping, refurbished versions of models of things that they are interested in order to get that, kind of extra savings. My biggest recommendation to anybody going that route is to just read the fine details.
David Bieri, associate professor of economics at Virginia Tech, says online shoppers who find big deals need to note where the item ships from.
If you're doing direct imports or have FedEx or DHL or UPS or even the US Postal Service act as your importer, you will have to carry the cost.
The de minimis rule had long kept low-value packages entering the U.S. tariff-free. That exemption ended in August. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Verizon employees are bracing for a huge round of layoffs. The company says it's cutting 13,000 positions as part of the new CEO's transformation plan. That is 13% of the total staff. Dan Schulman took the helm at the wireless and internet company last month. He says the layoffs will extend across all businesses and will allow the company to focus on growing its customer base. Verizon has been facing increased competition from T-Mobile and AT&T in recent years. The company's stock has also lost a third of its value since 2020. Millions of Americans are expected to travel next week for Thanksgiving. Airports are bracing for big crowds, and drivers are being warned to expect even more traffic this year. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan explains what travelers can expect in the skies and the worst times to hit the road next week.
Travel is beginning to return to normal just in time for the busy Thanksgiving travel week. A welcome relief for many passengers whose travel plans were uprooted by delays and cancellations during the government shutdown.
Thank goodness it happened before the holidays because we all deserve good getaways.
As the government shutdown dragged on, the FAA reduced air traffic by 4% at 40 major airports across the country. It caused mass flight delays and cancellations. But transportation authorities gave airlines the green light to resume normal operations Monday, and the disruptions from the government shutdown appear to be over.
I think we're going to have a smooth, hopefully, Thanksgiving travel.
But travelers should still brace for long lines at airports and plenty of cars on the roads. AAA is projecting nearly 82 million people will travel 50 miles or more between Tuesday, November 25th and Monday, December 1st. That's a new record. At least 73 million of those travelers are expected to drive.
We're going to have more traffic and more congestion on the roads.
AAA spokesperson Aixa Diaz says those numbers could be even higher if people decide to drive instead of fly because they're worried about flight disruptions.
A lot of people are going to make that call, though, at the last minute.
If you are driving, AAA says the worst times to travel are Tuesday between noon and 9 p.m. and Wednesday between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. The worst time to return home is Sunday between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Here's the good news for drivers. The national average for a gallon of regular gas is around $3.11 as of Wednesday, according to GasBuddy.com. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Kevin Spacey is speaking out about the financial fallout he suffered since allegations of sexual assault were made against him. Spacey told UK newspaper The Daily Telegraph that the accusations cost him his home, leading him to live in temporary rentals and hotels wherever he can find work. The Oscar-winning actor faced a number of sexual abuse and assault charges starting in 2017. He's denied any wrongdoing and was eventually cleared on all the charges. But he lost acting jobs and has struggled financially. Spacey says he has yet to be welcomed back into Hollywood. He told the paper he's put his belongings into storage until things improve financially and he can find a place to settle down again. Movie news now, beginning with a return trip down the yellow brick road. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
There's a house, and it's flying through the sky. I'm off to see the wizard.
A lot of people are off to see The Wizard this weekend. Box office watchers predict Wicked for Good could debut with $150 million or more. That would soar past the first Wicked film, which opened with $112.5 million this same weekend last year. The follow-up could score the biggest debut of the year. A Minecraft movie opened with $162.8 million back in April.
This isn't the end of the line. Not for you.
Neither is being over 50. One battle after another leads the nominations for this year's Movies for Grown-Ups Awards with AARP. It's up for 8 awards, including Best Movie for Grown-Ups. Also up for the top prize, A House of Dynamite with 3 nominations, Sinners, which also received 3 nods, Train Dreams with 2 nominations, and Hamnet. The Movies for Grown-Ups Awards, honoring the year's best film and TV, celebrating the voices and stories of the 50-plus, takes place January 10th in Beverly Hills and airs on PBS in February. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That will do it for your business and entertainment update. I'm Brady Donovan. When we return to the newscast, Dean Shazer has your sports.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm Mia Hinkins, and welcome to Buell Hall, home of Waynesburg University's Department of Communication. If you visit our campus, you'll have the opportunity to attend some comm classes, enjoy lunch with our students, and watch us in action. We hope to see you here soon at Waynesburg University.
To schedule your personal visit, go to waynesburg.edu/admissions/schedule-visit. Come grow with us at Waynesburg University.
The Waynesburg University men's basketball team hosted Pitt Greensburg on Wednesday night for a non-President's Athletic Conference matchup with UPG despite a 30-point performance from Cam Dancer while shooting 8 of 11 from 3. The Yellow Jackets fell 88-74, however, and fall to 3-3 on the season. The men travel to Oberlin on Saturday as they are set to face Oberlin College at 3 p.m. On the women's side of things, the women's basketball team played Mountain Union at home tomorrow at 4:30 in the Rudy Marisa Fieldhouse. The women look to build off their win Tuesday over Carlo. They currently stand at 1-2 on the young season. The Waynesburg women's soccer team had a great regular season, but fell a goal shy of the PAC championship to Grove City. However, they get a chance to redeem themselves as they play in the ECAC championship game on Saturday. They host Keene State at Wiley Stadium. That game is streamed on the Waynesburg University Sports Network starting at 4 p.m. On to women's wrestling, they head to University Heights, Ohio for the John Carroll Duels. The women are 1-1 on the season. The Buffalo Bills and Houston Texans are on Amazon Prime Video tonight at 8:15. The Texans look to upset Josh Allen and the Bills with Davis Mills in at quarterback, replacing injured C.J. Stroud. The Pittsburgh Penguins are back in action tomorrow in Pittsburgh at 7 p.m. against the Minnesota Wild. This is happening 5 days after their global series in Sweden against the Nashville Predators, in which they split a 2-game set but took 3 of 4 points due to the overtime loss last Friday. Wrapping it up, the Steelers travel to Aaron Rodgers' favorite, Soldier Field, and the Chicago Bears on Sunday. Rodgers was limited in practice today, but there's been no word on whether or not he will be starting. That game's at 1 p.m., and if Rodgers is a no-go, Mason Rudolph will be QB1. That's all for sports. I'm Dean Shazer. Seth Adams has weather when we return.
Welcome back to the newscast live at 5. I'm Seth Adams with your weather. Like I said earlier, it's been a foggy, colder day, currently around 45 degrees right now. Clouds are expected to hang around and stay throughout the night, and the temp will drop to the lower 40s for tonight. But as we advance to the next couple of days, we're going to see some rain. 52 as a high tomorrow and a 40 degrees as the low, 75% chance of rain. That rain is going from Friday night into Saturday morning, hence the rain on Saturday, high of 50. But for the ECAC tournament, it's supposed to clear up. We're going to see sunnier skies, and it'll stay throughout for Sunday as well with a high of 53 and sunny skies. As we advance to the full week's forecast, we're going to see, like I said earlier, some rain on Friday and Saturday, but Monday the clouds will start to come back a little bit. Tuesday, we see a 60% chance of rain, high of 58. This will be the warmest day out of the week. And then Wednesday, a high of 56 and low of 38. Thank you so much for tuning in for my weather report. We're going to send it back over to the desk for Edith Spazarski and Joseph Sharilla.
Thank you. That'll do it for WCTV's newscast tonight here at 5. Thank you for watching.
For everyone behind the scenes and in front of the camera, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned on our WCTV's YouTube page and social media platforms for more Waynesburg content.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.